everybody, welcome back. It's Shaylee. I am here today with a Cinderella tutorial look. So I love MAC and I love Disney and Cinderella and stuff, so I bought a bunch of the collection. I set my alarm actually for the 6 o'clock launch because I was like, just had to get my hands on it. It was my birthday, so it was my birthday present to myself. So anyways, I did kind of a girly look today, super wearable, super neutral look with some pink lips. So don't feel discouraged if you don't have this exact stuff. Throughout the video, I will list different dupes and things you can use. And then also I did a talk through video. Usually I kind of record myself doing my makeup and do like a voiceover, and I didn't do that today. I just wanted to switch it up. I feel like it's a little more personal this way, so let me know what you guys think. Obviously these tutorials are for you guys, so if it's like way too long of a video and you don't like this style, let me know. But without further ado, let's just hop right into the tutorial. Alright, so all I have on my skin so far is the Cetaphil Oil Control Moisturizer. I just already put this on after I washed my face this morning, so it has time to absorb and all that good stuff. And then lately I've been starting out with my eyebrows. I'm going to do a tutorial, I think, on my eyebrows because you guys have been asking me, so I'm just going to do it real quick, not in too much detail, but I just use like a little pencil, like a MAC one, or I use the Anastasia one. With an eyeshadow, I've been using cork to fill them in, and then I set them with like a brow gel. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick. So next we need to prime our eyes. I usually use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now our eyes are all ready and primed for eyeshadow. Of course, we're going to go in and use the Cinderella palette, but for those of you who didn't get your hands on this, because I know it was sold out like that, don't feel discouraged because literally every single one of these eyeshadows, aside from the darkest one, is sold separate, part of MAC's permanent collection. So a lot of people just bought it for the pretty packaging because these are all permanent colors. And so this one, a dupe for it would be like Shadowy Lady. And then also I'm going to go in with the Pretty Up Pigment from the Cinderella Collection. This has been sold before in other collections, so some of you might have it from previous collections, but also I wanted to give you guys a dupe for this in case you didn't get it because it's so close to one of the MakeupGeek ones. This top one is MakeupGeek Utopia, and then that bottom one is the Cinderella Pretty It Up. So as you can tell on your eyes, no one's going to be able to notice that you're not wearing this one, not like it matters, but just so you know, there's a dupe out there. So if you didn't get this, don't be too bummed out. You can go get the MakeupGeek one for super cheap, and her pigments are great. So in this palette, I don't have like a transition shade I love. You could use Omega. I've done it before, but it's really cool, and I like a warmer transition shade. So I'm just going to go ahead real quick and use Creme Brulee from MakeupGeek. You can use Soft Brown, Saddle, Toast from Bobbi Brown, any brown like that. And so all I do is I just kind of take it on a big fluffy brush. This is an E40 from Sigma. And I start on the outer corner and just kind of go in little circles and buff that right in your upper crease. So you don't want to do it like all over the lid. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're going to cover that up anyways, but you just want to work it right in this high part of your crease. If you don't have a crease, just put this like where your crease would be. So now we're going to go in with this shade, Quarry. It's this really pretty like mauve color. I love this shade. Like I said, it is permanent to MAC, but I didn't own it before, so I was super excited to get to use it. I love those kind of pinky shades right now. So I go in with a little bit of a smaller brush than that first one, but it doesn't matter. You can completely use the E40. I just like to go kind of down in brushes as I get near to the lash line. So we're going in with Quarry, and you're just going to take this like a little bit lower than your transition shade. And this shade is pretty light, so you might have to go in and kind of layer it up. But I just love how pinky it is. I think it's so girly. And you're going to do the same motions. So you start at the outer corner and just kind of go back and forth and then do little circles to make sure everything is blended. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and apply the Pretty It Up pigment on our lid. You can completely just go in your brush and spray it with some Fix Plus, but I like to use Too Faced glitter glue just because I feel like it makes it look even more shimmery and really exaggerates the pigment. So I'm going to go in and prep my lid, just the lid area, with this glitter glue. So just put this glitter glue right from the inner corner to the outer corner up to the crease, everywhere we're going to be putting the pigment. Okay, so our lids are primed. Now we're going to go in with the pigment. So we got that on our brush, and now we're going to put that everywhere we just put the primer. Isn't that so beautiful, you guys? Such a pretty color. Okay, so now that that pigment's all over our lid, you can see that it's very harsh, like where it ends. It's like an abrupt line where that pigment ends. So now we need to go in and blend that. So I'm taking a Sonia Kashuk brush. This is the number 116. It's just kind of like a dome shape. And I'm going to load up my brush with Satin Taupe, this like pretty taupey shade, and then a little bit of this dark shade too. Now I'm going to go right in the crease area and just kind of the really low crease and just kind of blend out that pigment into our Quarry and creme brulee shade. You want most of the color to be out here just because it's dark, but you want to work it all the way in to blend out that inner corner too. And we're going to do the other side. Okay, so now that I've done that crease area, just to make sure it's still nice and blended and not choppy, I'm just going to go back with that original brush I was using, the E40 from Sigma, and just kind of do some light blending right in here just to make sure everything's nice and pretty and no choppiness. Alright guys, so I did my foundation and concealer and face powder and bronzer. So now I'm back to like using Cinderella stuff. So first I'm going to go in and set my under eye so we can do our eyeshadow again. I'm going to use Mystery Princess. This is a beauty powder. It's the lighter one that came out in the Cinderella collection. It's kind of hard to get product up on your brush, so that makes it kind of easy to use it as an under eye setting powder because it is really shimmery, but you don't get too much on here. So I'm just going to kind of use it to set my under eye concealer, and it'll give it, see that pretty glow it gives that side. So this is a nice little you know, product just like Emphasize from MAC, the shaping powder. This is going to kind of give you that same look. And I'm going to grab that same dome brush we were using in the crease. I'm going to pick up some Quarry with it, that pretty rosy mauve shade. And I'm just going to go right underneath my lower lash line with that. And then make sure when you get to the edge, you kind of swirl it up into our eyeshadows up there. Same thing on this other side. Alright, now I'm going to go in with a pencil brush. This is a Sonia Keshik one, and I'm going to grab that dark shade, and I'm going to do the same exact step, just line my under eye with it. Oh, sorry if I keep sniffling. My allergies are driving me nuts, and especially once I start working around my eyes a lot, they start to water, and then I start feeling sneezy. So see, right when you get to that corner, just kind of bring it right up into that crease so it connects to that dark color up there. That's just going to add some definition on the outer corner. Now I'm just going to go back with that brush we used for the Quarry and just kind of make sure everything's blended with that, just because it's a big fluffier brush compared to the pencil brush. And you can completely add liner. I did the same eyeshadow look yesterday just to kind of play around and make sure I liked it. I've been trying out a whole bunch of different stuff with this palette to make up a look for you guys. And I really liked it without liner, so, you know, of course you can add it if you want, but I didn't. I'm going to use this shade right here. This one I believe is Floof. Yeah, the first one's Vapor, so I'm going to use Floof right there. I'm just going to pop this right. This is a Real Techniques. This is like the angled brush. It's like an angled shader. Sigma has one too. It's called an E70. MAC has one too. I'm not sure of the name on that, but everyone has this brush. It's just really nice because it fits perfectly into that inner corner to highlight. See, it just highlights that inner corner. And then I'm going to use that same brush and highlight my under eyebrow. Now if you're super tan, this color that I'm highlighting with is going to be very, you don't want to be light-handed because it's pretty light and shimmery. On me, it doesn't show up like that, but if you're really tan, it will be really bright on you. So just use it very light-handed. Then our eyes are done. So this would be the point where you would add your liner or your mascara, your false lashes, all that stuff. Since I have the eyelash extensions, I just need to seal my lashes real quick, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so the only thing that came in the Cinderella collection that's sort of like a blush is this iridescent powder called Coupe de Chic, and it's kind of a pink with some sparklies. So this is really nice if you have super, super, super fair skin, but even for me who's pretty fair, I'm like an N4 at MAC, it's just a little bit too sheer for a blush. If you want, like, if you have a really bold eye and bold lip on, it'd probably be fine just to give you a little color, but I wanted a little bit more today. So I'm going to go in first with Blush Baby from MAC. It is just a really nice cool tone baby pink. It's that one right there. And it's matte. So it's nice because we're going to apply this first and then go back with that Coupe de Chic and add some shimmer. So that's a way you can kind of layer them. So I'm just going to add a bit of Blush Baby. Okay, so now that we've got that blush all done, I'm going to go back with that Coupe de Chic iridescent powder. And I'm going to use my same blush brush and just kind of pick up some of this. And you can't really tell. It's just going to add a little bit of like some shimmer outside. It'd be a little bit more apparent, but it'll just make us look more glowy. And then we're going to highlight. I'm going to go back with that Mystery Princess. So this was the lighter of the two powders that were released with the collection. And I'm going to show you guys a little trick because it's kind of hard. Like if you look, it's kind of hard to get anything off. Like it's very sheer. So I'm going to show you guys a trick I learned while I worked at Sephora. Sometimes people would want samples of things that were in pressed powders. And of course we can't like break up a chunk and give it to you to test out at home. So we would take little disposable mascara wands. You can get them in a pack like this. They sell them at Sally's, like just little packages. They're super cheap. So anyways, you just kind of go and you go and swirl, and it should scrape. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but it scrapes a little bit of the powder off without messing up your whole compact. So that's what I like to do when I have stuff that's really sheer and hard to get up on your brush. So I'm just going to take that loose powder that's on the top layer with a Sonia Keshik 124. It's just a small duo fiber. And I'm going to set this on top to kind of highlight the cheekbones. But it's just a little easier because it's kind of hard to get this stuff out. Okay, lastly, we're going to do lips, and the collection came out with 2 lip colors. One of them is called Free as a Butterfly, and it's very sheer. These are both lusters, so I'll just put this on so you guys can see. It's like barely anything. So I've been using this one a lot to do like an ombre lip. Like if I do a dark lip, I'll kind of pop that in the center to give it like a little bit of a sheen in the center. And then the second one it launched was Royal Ball, and that's more of a pink. It's still very sheer. So what I've been doing, what we're going to do today is take like a nude lip pencil, a pinky nude. This one is called Nude by NYX. And we're just going to kind of outline our lips with this and then top it with the Royal Ball. So that's a fun way to use the lip color and still darken it up so you don't feel super washed out. So just line your lips with like a nude pencil, and then just kind of, I just kind of like flick some around too, because you don't want it to just be on the edges of your lips, otherwise it'll look like a big outline, you know. And then we're going to go back with our Royal Ball lipstick and just top that. So as you can see, that makes it a little bit of a darker color, so where it's actually wearable. And then the collection did come with glosses, but I had to cut myself off. I couldn't buy everything, so I didn't get the glosses. So I'm just going to throw Dolly from Buxom over my lips. And then you are done. Actually, let's actually spray it and set it all with Fix Plus, because that way it looks nice and hydrated. Alright you guys, so that is the look. I hope you like it. I know it's a little bit different than something I normally do. I usually do like a liner, but I thought this looked nice and fresh and girly and glowy, so I really like this collection, the Cinderella collection. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your comments below, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon.